Hello TCG and Dragon Ball Super Fusion World fans, and welcome to our overall discussion of the Dragon Ball Super Fusion World digital version / simulator. What do I like about it? What do I think needs to be changed? What's my overall thoughts with the simulator? Is this simulator really free to play? Let's break it down. First, let's discuss the good. I love that we have this simulator. A lot of times card games don't have simulators. Think about like Digimon and One Piece and maybe Star Wars Unlimited. I think that's really about it, because Pokemon has a simulator, Magic Gathering has a simulator. Master Duel I wouldn't really call a TCG simulator. It's at least a Yu-Gi-Oh simulator. Lorcana has a fan-made simulator. Yu-Gi-Oh does have a couple fan-made simulators, but let's be honest. When a card game releases, if there's no simulator, the only way to play it is a local gaming store. But if you don't have a local gaming store near you that sells the product or plays the game, then there's no way to play. You'll have to either hope there's a fan-created simulator or hope that Tabletop Simulator has a simulator built out with it. So that's kind of your hope for a lot of these games. And I love that simulators are out, because it means that someone who doesn't have a local gaming store but really wants to play this game can just jump online and play the game, and that's it. You get to play the game. I love that. I love the fact that everyone out there can play this. Not mentioning that this is a great way to basically tell Bandai, hey Bandai, I know you've been doing a lot of webcam tournaments. Maybe way too many webcam tournaments for your card games, be One Piece and Digimon. I'm not sure about Dragon Ball Super Master, but I do know for One Piece and Digimon. But with this online client simulator, we do literally have a room match function where we can literally say, okay, go to a Discord server, get online, here's the room code, get on that code, and play a game. That's literally it. That's all you have to literally do. You can literally just jump into a room and play people, meaning that if tournaments come out and we say, okay, we're going to have a physical tournament where the card game is physical and you meet and greet people, and we also have the simulator. Master Duel now has tournaments using Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel as tournament function. Now, while the meta there is very much different than the TCG and OCG, but it has its own meta, its own ban list, its own nature and all of that, it's still really, really strong. So that literally means that Bandai doesn't have to do webcam tournaments for this game. They can literally say, here's the online client simulator. Our servers are powerful enough to handle it. We're going to put you in some rooms and we're going to have fun with it. And that's really just great overall. And overall, I have not had a hard time getting a match. Every time I've gone into the ranked system, I'm always able to find someone to play. Always someone to have fun with. And it's just been really good, besides maybe a couple of strange bugs where sometimes the combo power doesn't appear, and maybe a little bit of lag here and there. I really haven't encountered all these outrageous bugs, and meaning that Bandai is taking care of the servers and is taking care of all these bugs and problems that might come up. So that's really the good. And overall, I'm just having a lot of fun just being able to sit down, grind a little bit of a couple hours, and really just play the game. It really does interest me to get into the paper play. And like I said, if you're someone who really wants to play this game, but you don't have, say, an LGS or friends who you want to play the cardboard version, well, you can always come here. People are always here playing. But that's all the good. Let's talk about the nitpicks, the things that need to change, and why you cannot call this simulator free to play. Because I'm going to put free to play in some big air quotations. So the free to play model idea is that you don't have to buy the game. You don't have to buy a thing in the game. You come in here and you do some daily goals or some weekly goals. You hit some kind of goal and you get a couple little bit of currency, and then you go take that currency and you build off of it. Master Duel is well built for free to play. You do not have to spend a dime in Master Duel to play it. Now, mind you, I would probably recommend spending some money to at least build some deck, but I mean, Master Duel currently, the last time I was on there, for my Masochist run, they were giving away a literal Sword Soul starter deck for people. So literally, you can get a really good, competent strategy deck for just being a new player into Master Duel. So that's really, really cool. Now, I don't know about Pokemon Live, their online service, how gym and mining and stuff like that really works. I'm not overly sure how even the creation or simulation or construction works for Magic of the Arena. I know for Master Duel that by completing at least daily tasks every day, at least you can crack open a pack of cards. So, that's not what I want. The store. You want to come in here and you want to buy some packs. You have to pay 100 gems per pack, or 1,000 gems per pack, or one of these little cards. The constructed decks are one of these little tickets, or 400 gems. Now, personally, if you're in the paper play, you're probably going to buy a structure deck anyways, because it's, truth be told, the cards, if you want to get into paper play, I'd highly recommend just getting 2 of the starter decks that you really want, 2 Son Goku, 2 Vegeta, 2 Broly, or 2 Frieza. Especially if you want green, I would probably just pick up the Broly structure decks. I believe it's cheaper to pick up the structure decks altogether than pick up the singles from the structure decks. What's really good about this promotional pack, when I originally thought about it, I thought you were going to have to hope to pray that you pulled each one of these cards. No, it's just 100 for the 5. So you get 1 of each, which is really nice. And then, of course, there are gems if you want sleeves, or you can always name change. But if you want some sleeves, if you want the different cosmetics to your character, this is all just cosmetic if you really like sleeves or really like having your character look nice. But if you want 10 packs, you need 1,000 gems. Okay, so I'm at 760. That's after at least a weekend of grinding and a few days of grinding. Let's talk about what you get for daily. For just coming in each and every day, you get 5 gems. This is 4 missions at 5 gems. You get 20 gems. By Friday, you have enough gems to open a pack. I think Master Duel gives you 25 gems for just completing something. So, I mean, if you complete like 4 things for Master Duel, you get a pack a day. Now, we have these weekly achievements. A lot of them are 10 gems. This one, the win so many matches, is 20 gems. And there are multiple parts to it, so you do get a lot of gems from this. But this only happens once a week. You get this 20, which is more often you'll probably be able to get the necessary gems. So, I mean, really, you only get 20 gems here. By the time you get a week, you get done. So, I don't like the gem mechanic. I think this needs to change. Bandai, place it to 25 gems. 25 gems per win. You get 25 gems for coming in for doing your daily. I don't, the login is 10 gems. The login for Master Duel is 5, so that's really doesn't matter to me. But, 25 gems a day would be great, because every day, if I have 4 missions, I get a pack a day. That means every day, I can go and crack a pack and see what I pull. Weekly, make it 25 gems as well, or maybe even 50 gems, and make them even harder, like use a red leader to win. Right now in the ladder, it's a little hard to win with a red leader because there's green everywhere. Use a blue leader, use a green leader, which would push you to have to build other deck strategies. Which means if I want to get that 50 gems, I need to build another deck. Win with a blue leader, win matches, make this like 25 gems for each win of a match. So if we did that, in my opinion, that'd be great, because each day, someone for free to play can come in, start up with their starter deck, try to get these things like deal damage to the opponent's life. Oh, that's real easy. Play a battle card. Oh, that's real easy. Use a battle card in a combo. That's easy. Use an extra card. All these starter decks come with extra cards. That's easy. These are all real easy to complete, which a daily should be. All right, 25 gems for the free-to-play person. They can go, get a pack, upgrade, get some cards, and then every day they're getting cards, every day they're getting collections. And then they can come back each week and try for these 50s, like using a red leader, using a green leader, using a blue leader, using a yellow leader. Get those wins. So, I mean, literally that's it. You get 25, 50 gems for these because you did it. Right now, it's miserable. You literally have to grind a week, or almost possibly 2, almost a month maybe, to just get it. Just to almost get. I'd probably say 2 to 3 weeks, maybe to get your 1,000 gems. It doesn't feel great. That doesn't feel great at all. To do this, not mentioning if say you need, because we can't craft, and here we'll talk about that in a second, you're going to need 400 gems to get this. Now, again, if you're a pay-per-play person, you already bought 2 Broly, then you're going to be fine. Just use the code card in there. Now, that's the thing I think about. The code cards. So much like Pokemon does with their packs, where each pack comes with a code card, you can scan that code card into the game, and then you get whatever it is. Whether that is a code card for the structure deck, whether that's a code card for a pack. You put it in, you get that. You get a starter deck, or you get a pack of cards. So I think really, I see the reason why we have such a low gym count is I think Bandai expects people to actually be out there actually buying their product and then using that product in the simulator to gain those extra packs. Now, of course, I didn't mention it, but there are these long time achievement things here. And let's be honest, I have beaten most of them. I do think a lot of them are going to continue to build up. But you look at this, 10 gems. I mean, let's be honest, I don't know why. I think really it's because Bandai believes that a lot of people are going to be playing this game and playing the paper version of the game. So meaning that you're playing both versions. You're just using, maybe you're more or less getting into the paper, but you have these code cards and you use these code cards to play in the in the digital version. I think that's why we see such little gym counts, because Bandai is supplementing the fact that there are these code cards out there that allow you to get this stuff by basically buying physical product, which in essence pushes that physical product more. It's probably a reason why Master Duel has higher gym counts for their dailies, because the fact of the matter is they don't have that. No Yu-Gi-Oh pack has ever come with a code card. I don't know about Pokemon, how it breaks down and how it does its gym count. Or if you get miserable amounts of gems for dailies and stuff like that. I do realize the new Pokemon Online Simulator, I think, has a progress bar. I think so. But yeah. So first off, the gyms need to be upgraded. But let's just talk about this real quick. The prices. I don't think these are outrageous prices for what you're getting. I'm going to be honest with you. This is not an outrageous price for 600 gems, which would get you 60 packs of cards, would get you over 400 plus cards in the game. And if you buy them in bulks of 300, you're almost guaranteed to, you're slightly a chance of getting a lot of the SRs, and there's really only 2 secret rares in the entire first set. The green and the red. But if you're going to be a blue player, you're never going to care about those secret rares. There's no secret rare for you. If you're a green player, you care about the secret rare because it's really good. And if you're a red player, you care about the secret rare because it's really good. So, we discussed the gyms aren't great for free-to-play players. Sure, you grind it out, maybe you'll be good. But what about crafting? That's a great free-to-play system. Master Duel has an amazing crafting system. Say you grinded it out. You bought your 10 packs, and say you pulled, the secret rare for green. Or no, secret rare for red. You're not going to play red. Or maybe you pulled some SRs from some colors and you just want to play green. You want to play this Sun Gohan green. Or you want to play Broly green. Or you want to play Android 17 green. You just want to play green, period. Well, you got those packs. That's not what I want. There's my collection. So you got those packs, and we got these cards. So let's see, where's an SR? Okay, this Mai. Say you're not even a blue player, period. You're not going to play blue, touch blue, or anything like that. You don't want these Mais. They're an SR. You don't want them, period. Unfortunately, you can't decraft these. Unlike Master Duel, you could decraft them and get a little bit of dust that you could then use to craft, say, an SR or a UR that you need in the Master Duel. Say you pulled a Numeron card, but you don't like Numeron. You don't want to play the OTK version and be a meme. So you get rid of it and you get a little bit of dust of that for that UR card so you can go get the fire deck you really want to play. You can't do that. They use a wildcard system. I believe this wildcard system is the same system that Magic the Gathering Arena uses. I know there's no decrafting also in Pokemon, and I don't know about Magic the Gathering Arena. I've only heard from Pokemon there's no decrafting. I don't know how they do for like crafting cards or anything like that. There even is such a thing. So they use a wild card. So in here, once you reach a playset of a card, like Pan, once you reach a playset of this card, and you don't happen to draw also all the other all arts of that same card, so basically the all arts only come in the SRs. So if you get unlucky and say you pull a my alternative art to this art or these two arts, unfortunately you can't just decraft them or get them as wild cards because they're actually a different card type. Go figure. So the wild card triggers and then you get a wild card. So once you hit, basically it's pushing you to get all the cards, get play sets of the cards, and then those get generated as wild cards. Now, when you start out, sure, it's not going to be great, but maybe you buy $60 worth and get the 60 packs. In 60 packs, I honestly think you should get a lot of wild cards. Now, you're going to get a lot of probably wild cards of commons, maybe some rares, and I don't know what this L stands for, but in uncommons. But you're not really going to get it for the secret rare. There's only 2, and it's going to be very hard to probably pull a whole playset of the secret rare. The SRs, there's a bunch of SRs in here, so you're going to have to kind of play it hard on getting the specific SR you're looking for and pray and hope you get a playset of it in sooner or later. So that is kind of dumb. There's no way to like decraft cards. Now, a lot of the leaders are Ls, meaning that there's no way to craft them, and the second you actually get that leader again, it automatically becomes a wild card. You can only ever have one copy of this specific art of this leader, whether it be Android 17 here in his 3 different arts. Once you have each of his arts, you don't need to worry about getting the other art. If you pull the same leader again, you don't have to worry about it. It just gets immediately wild carded. And I believe all these guys are the L's, so you automatically get an L. So you get so many points for every time you get a wild card, and it generates into these wild cards you could then use to say, oh, well, you know what, I really want to craft a card today. Let's see. I really want to craft, I guess you can only craft generic cards. I want to craft hit. I need more hits for my deck. Well, I don't have enough SRs, which means I have to go buy more money to get more cards, or have code cards to put in so I can use it to hopefully draw more hits. I don't like that. I don't like that we don't have the ability to decraft. Now, this is the first initial launch of the game, so Bandai can take a lot of inspiration from where the players are, where maybe our players, where YouTube is, because there's a lot of content floating around about this. There are people doing Twitch streams about it, that we have people talking about it, we have people playing it. Bandai is definitely going to hear about it. So Bandai, if you somehow stumble upon my video, please increase the gyms for your dailies and your weeklies, and please allow decrafting. Please allow decrafting. So, those are really my only 2 overarching bad things I don't really like about this simulator, is the fact that the dailies and the weeklies feel so low it's kind of miserable for anyone trying to free to play it. And then there's no crafting for this entire game. Not a single bit of crafting at all. No way to craft a card. No way to decraft. No, I guess I should say no way to decraft a card. You can craft cards. You can craft cards. It's miserable to try to get up to that level to craft cards. But at least we could possibly decraft them. The one problem you're going to hit is starter deck cards. Structure deck cards and I think promo cards cannot be crafted, meaning that you better draw them or get them. So for instance, you picked up that Frieza starter deck. Zarbon is really great on helping you self-awaken in the Frieza deck. The problem is, you can't craft Zarbon, meaning you have to pick up another starter deck to get the last 2 copies of Zarbon to do it, which makes sense if you're going to play physical TCG. If you're playing the physical TCG, you're probably more or less going to buy 2 starter decks. Personally, I would say if you're playing the physical TCG, right now, the way the prices are on the physical, it'd probably be cheaper to pick up 1 starter deck and then the last few copies of the cards you need. The last 2 copies of Frieza, the last 2 copies of Zarbon, because last 2 copies of Golden Frieza. Because that's really about it, all you need. And then you have everything else you need at 4 copies. But yeah, I don't like it. I can live with it because I'm more than happy to sink $60 in here and get 60 packs. Especially when you look at where the current, like, physical card game sits for prices. There's $60 to buy like nearly 2 booster boxes and nearly open 2 booster boxes worth of product. And I got almost all of this from 2 booster boxes, plus I bought the code cards on TCG Player for the starter decks, so I could get them. Because if I'm being honest, I want to get in this, but I don't know what I want to play. I've been having a lot of fun with green, but I'm kind of on the fence about jumping right now into it. I really do, and I think I'd probably start with yellow or blue. Like, I do really think that Goku Black is a really cool leader, but that's off a different topic. So those are really the big 2 nitpicks. I do have one more, though. I don't know if this is like a big nitpick or something that kind of just bothers me because if it was free to play, you would think, okay, well, if I can just grind and get lucky and win some games, I have the ability to, for every tier, gain 400 gems. Oh my gosh, grind up, gain 100 gems. That's great. I can open a pack. I can open 5 packs here. If I can get up to silver, I also get a pack and, oh my gosh, a ticket. That literally means I can now open another starter deck. Meaning that I could get a pack, or I could use it to get another starter deck. Plus another 100 gems. If I can grind, and maybe I've pulled some cards and thrown a little bit of money into the game, and I got now a competent deck and I can reach goal, 200 gems. Another ticket. Oh my goodness. Platinum, 200 gems. 2 tickets. Okay. Maybe I could just grind here. No, that's not how it works. This is not how it works at all. I'm already in Silver 3, as you can see. I have not gotten any of these awards. You don't get these awards until the end of the season. Now, Bandai's already shown it off. May is the end of this season. So May releases the next set of product. That's the second set. So the second set and its starter decks will be released in May. That starts the new season. So in essence, they're doing it season through the release. So you have this season right now, which is the first booster box, and then the Frieza, Broly, Son Goku, and Vegeta starter decks. And then season 2 will be the second set, and I suppose the 4 starter decks that come with it, probably another yellow, blue, green, and red. Unless they decide to throw black in here, because Masters does have black. It's mostly discard fodder cards, like cards that play from your discard and banish zone, if I recall Masters, because I did play when those cards were in the format. So you don't get that. Meaning that you would think, man, I can get these gems, I can get these tickets. No, you get them at the end of the season. So in essence, it's telling you, grind through your season, and you can get all this. It's not great. It's a small nitpick, but I think it's big for someone who's free to play. Because if you win the Master Duel, and you get through each level right now, you would basically get another set of gems. And then it's 100 gems, 100 gems, 100 gems. You can use that to buy a pack. Every time you get through each level, grinding it through, you can get a pack. It's really nice. You don't have to wait till the end of the Master Duel season to suddenly get all these gems that you can then spend on packs. Now, I kind of get why they're doing it. They're basically saying, hey, look, we're going to give you all these gems and these tickets. We're going to restart the season for you. Then you can use all these gems and tickets to get those new cards that you want. That new stuff, those new starter decks, that new pack of cards. In essence, that's what they're saying. They're saying, hey, look, you can use all of this to bump up either your old set and the new set. I get it. It's kind of like a way to say, congratulations, now you don't have to go buy a booster box or pay any money, which I think is actually neat. In a weird sense of the way, it's neat. Because if you're someone who's put money in the game, then meaning if you get all the way to at least silver or masters and maybe get to gold or God here, and you're God, in essence, you're here at God. You have all these tickets, all these gems you're going to be getting. You wouldn't have to spend a dime for the new season. You could spend the tickets on the starter decks. You could spend your gems to get a whole boatload worth of cards from the game of the new set. And because you spent money into this set, to get all the cards and stuff you need from this set, you basically are buffed out. Now, I would like to say one caveat about that not being able to decraft. I think not being able to decraft does kind of help you, especially because we do have weekly missions that do state use this a specific colored leader to win a game. So I mean, I do kind of get why you don't want to decraft, because say for instance, maybe next set Son Goku, Universe 7 Son Goku's like overly strong, but you decrafted all your stuff for red and you're like, oh, now I have to go buy the packs again, or I have to go craft up the red Son Goku so I can, use it so I can play this Universe 7 deck that's really cool right now. I can see that, but again, that's still a small little token of good there. It's still not a great system. I would 100% prefer that, we could decraft all the cards we want. It goes into the wild card pool to gain more points for wild cards, and then we can use it to get the cards we want. Another slight nitpick, it's not an overly big nitpick, but there's no real ranking here. So, like Master Duels, I keep relating back to Master Duel because it's the simulator I've played pretty religiously, and I do for a Masochist run as well, where if you're in Gold 5, you only play people who are in Gold 5. Here, it's like, I can be Silver 3, but suddenly I can play someone in Master 3 who has a higher level than me, maybe 56. So they're 20 levels higher than me. Now again, you do get points for every loss. If you don't retire from the game and you just let your opponent beat you, you get points. So it makes sense. If you've just been grinding, and you've been taking losses, you're getting points. You're getting the points. I don't see an issue with it. Like I said, it's a little nitpick. It's a little nitpick for me, especially for free-to-play players. You would think that, for free-to-play players, who aren't spending money, they probably are going to be in the bronze area. They don't want to see someone who's in Masters who has a full Son Gohan deck. Full use Son Gohan deck. Not a piece is missing. Even though I'm pretty sure if you chose green, get another Broly starter deck, just mash them together and get a couple, generate a couple small amounts of cards, I think you have a pretty strong, competent strategy. Trust me. If you can get a few extra cards, I think Broly's just a very good, competent strategy. But, yeah, so you could have someone like that who's new to the game, and then suddenly, bam, they're attacking me. I have nearly a complete Son Gohan deck. I'm just missing 3 Vegetas and one more of the secret rare Son Gohan 7-drop. That's all I'm really missing. And then this deck is full power. This is full power Son Gohan. If I'm playing someone who has this starter deck, Vegeta, who can't really play through this, it sucks. But I mean, I kind of get why they do it. It's kind of like you walk into your LGS, you play down, you got yourself. I went out, I bought all the cards, I got a full Son Gohan childhood deck, and I'm playing someone who's just starting up the game, only has a Vegeta starter deck. That'd be just the exact same thing. So I get why it's doing this way. It's basically saying we're all in one giant LGS, all playing one giant thing. Hey, did you spend some money? Okay. So, overall, I like it. I think if Bandai changes the gyms, changes the decrafting, I would be perfectly fine. Some nitpicks of how this ranking system works and how it, pits people together, I can live with that. I can live with that until the heat death of the universe. That's fine with me. Because I see it as a great way for people who grind this out, who say, well, I'm going to grind it out, get all these gyms, get all these tickets, and then when the next season starts, I don't have to spend a dime to get all these packs, to open all this stuff, and then play the new cards. I don't have to do a thing about it. So, and plus, like I said, it's like a giant LGS. So, in essence, if you're playing someone who's just starting up, they're always going to have to play this. But again, it is RNG in here. It's skill / RNG. Most card games have skill and RNG in it, where you pray and hope your hand is a good hand, and you pray and hope your opponent has bricked up. It's all RNG, and it does have some skill in it as well, of when to play cards, when to hold cards, when to attack. So there is some skill and RNG in this. But let's talk about how this compares currently with the physical card game. So we talked about how you can spend $60 to get 600 gems, or 6,000 gems. That, in essence, gets you 60 packs of cards. Straight 60 pack. If you go out right now and you were to buy a booster box from your LGS, you would get 24 packs. In essence, by spending 300 gems, and if you just want to buy 300 gems or 3,000 gems, spend $35. $35 and you get 3,000 gems. That basically is 6 packs over what a booster box contains you. So, if you bought that, let's talk about buying a booster box. If you bought a booster box, as of this recording, you are spending $181 for a booster box of 24 packs, 12 packs each. You're getting more cards, more value actually, and 6 more packs of cards for $35. $35. The starter decks are running between 20 to 40. Actually probably around like 30 to 40, I guess we'll say. With Broly being the most expensive, and I think Vegeta being the least expensive, because blue right now isn't like all that big. If you honestly are playing right now in the simulator, you're meeting a lot of green, which I guess I should say. I know there's some people that are gonna nitpick. Well, I'm tired of seeing Son Gohan. I'm tired of seeing Broly. I'm tired of seeing green. Yeah, you're gonna get tired of seeing the cards. It's because it's the first wave. Now, when Wave 2 releases, and we have now all these new leaders that come from the set, and all these new leaders that come from the starter deck, it will evolve. So just grind through it, folks. Grind through that nitpick. You can't break it. Over time, once you've, truth be told, if you're probably right now playing in Platinum, Master, or Diamond, and Platinum or Diamond in Master Duel, you're probably seeing a lot of fire. So, and you're probably getting tired of seeing it, but unfortunately, you're gonna see it. And unfortunately in this, you're going to see it. Now, there are people playing blues and reds and yellows out there, but your majority of your matchups are going to be Son Gohan or Broly. I've seen some Android 17 as well, but it's mainly green. But back to the point of money. It is cheaper to buy packs of cards in this simulator than it is to buy it in a real world. At $180 for 24 packs, when I can buy nearly double that for $60. Now, if someone had told me, hey, look, there's a $60 booster box, I would have told you, where? Where did you get it? And, starter decks for 400 gems. Let's look at if we just wanted to buy 400 gems. So this is the closest we get to 400 gems. That starter deck cost you $9. That's cheaper. Not mention this is 800 gems, so you can buy actually 2 starter decks. Actually, retcon that. You can buy 2 starter decks for nearly $10. When if you need to buy 2 starter decks in the TCG, either throw down $80 or $40. Or no, $60, because I said they're around 30 to 40. So either throw on 80 or 60. So in essence, it is cheaper to get cards in this simulator than it is to get cards, like sealed cards, in the TCG. Now, as a TCG enthusiast, as someone who wants to get and play some paper play at my local LGS, personally, how I'm going to mitigate this is I'm just going to buy the singles. Folks, buy the singles. Don't buy a booster box. Look, if you support your LGS 100% and they have a booster box, support your LGS. They need your support. Support them. Support them 100%. Buy that booster box. Buy that structure deck. Pay them some money. They need it. They need your support. It tells Bandai, this place still sells cards. Let's give them more support. Let's get them those promo packs. Let's get them those stuff to play the game and all that, blah, blah, blah. Which is really nice. Which means, in a sense, if you're someone who does not want to play the physical card game, you are paying cheaper prices for sealed product than someone who just wants to pay the physical. Heck, Even buying a booster box at 180 gets you 24 code cards. Folks, for $35, which is less than the booster box, as the thing, again, turns around for 3,000 gems. For 3,000 gems, we are literally getting 6 extra packs at a cheaper price. For 6,000, which we can buy 60 packs worth of cards, which again is almost double what a booster box has in it. It'd almost be double what 2 booster boxes are. Yeah, no, this is double 2 booster boxes. If you got 2 booster boxes, which right now would charge you $360, if my math is right, $360 to get 2 booster boxes, which is 48 cards. When this is 6,000 gems, getting you 60 packs worth of cards, I really don't see it. I think in an odd sense of the way, it is cheaper to play this online simulator than it is to play the physical TCG. Now, again, like I said, if you're going to play the physical TCG, folks, go look on TCG Player. The singles are cheap. A lot of the SRs are going for $10. Yeah, it's annoying, especially when you need to have like 4 of them. But I mean, a lot of your commons and your uncommons and your leaders are like a couple bucks. Like I said, you can even just get one of the starter decks and then just get the extra cards you need for the starter deck. So say you want to get Frieza, but you need 2 more Zarbon and 2 more of the 2-drop Frieza and 2 more of the 5-drop Frieza, then go buy those. Just go buy those singles. In the green starter deck, you need the other cards. I don't even know what's even duplicated in that you would take out. Probably not a lot. But I mean, your most expensive cards in the physical TCG are going to be your secret rares and anything that's green, because green right now is just really, really good. So if you're going to play green, be ready to pay. But I'm not saying like Universe 7 Son Goku is not bad. He's a really good spam like aggro deck. Goku Black I think is really good, especially if he get off in the early game. He can make a lot of decks struggle. Beerus I think is very good because he's got a critical. Cooler and Frieza I think are really good. Again, any deck can really win. You just have to understand how you beat your green matchups. Heck, even Broly is really good. So honestly, picking up a single starter deck in the physical TCG, picking up the last 2 of the cards you need, and then going on there. Heck, even Ginyu. I think even Ginyu being a gimmick is still a good deck. I mean, it's literally just a spam the board deck and then spam your opponent to death deck. But yeah. So in a strange sense of the word, it is cheaper for you to play this physical, digital version of the game than it is to play the physical version of the game. That's only if you're buying sealed product, which of course here you have to. You have to buy sealed product. It is cheaper for you to ignore the booster box altogether as a physical TCG player. It's cheaper for you to ignore the starter decks as a physical TCG player and buy some gems and pull some packs. Again, that then gets into the caveat of why we need to have a decrafting system, especially for people who are going to put money into this, a decrafting system. It's essential if people are going to put some money in here, but they only want to say put one time 3,000 gems, get 30 packs. That's all they want to do. That's all they want to do. Then they need to have a better chance for the free-to-play system to work. Again, it does lead back into that free-to-play system, and I'm going to again put on quotations. Bandai's free-to-play is not really what I would ever call free-to-play. It's not, in my opinion, ever really free-to-play. It's neat to play. It's cool to play. It's not really free-to-play. I think you could do free-to-play. You just have to accept you're going to grind. You're going to accept you're not going to be very good. But I mean, if you're just someone who's going to come on, say, maybe spend an hour, a couple hours, you're just going to grind out your dailies and damage your opponents and do your cards and then like, okay, I'm just going to do... Because I mean, every time you win, especially in bronze, you do claim some points. You'll still go up the ladder. And then maybe sooner or later you'll finally accept and I'll put some money into the game. But yeah, as for someone who wants to go from the digital to the physical, I'm going to tell you right now, buy only your booster boxes and your starter decks from LGSs. I know right now a lot of LGSs don't have any stock. They'll get stock back in, folks. Bandai's not going to just immediately just stop running stock. It'll come back in. Otherwise, I would buy one of the starter decks, whatever starter deck you need, one of it. Buy whatever couple of singles you need to complete that starter deck, and just buy the rest of the singles of the cards you need. Do you need this specific card to do something? Good. You need this specific card to do something? Good. Then buy those specific cards. Buy those specific cards. Do not buy sealed booster boxes. It's not worth your money, your hassle, your life to open a sealed booster box, because you will not get everything you need in the SR area and the secret rare area. If you simply are all you're going to build is green for this format, that's all you're going to build. Get a Broly starter deck. Figure out who you're going to play. Android 17, Broly, or Son Gohan. I mean, true, Patrol, if you're going to play green, you're probably still going to pick up the androids, period. So pick up Android 17, 18. Pick up a couple more of the Brolys from the starter deck. The starter deck comes with 2, you need 2 more. Pick up a couple more turtles. I would say keep it at 2. 2 turtles is probably all you need to be. And then basically pick up 1 or 2 of the secret rare. I would put it at 2, but you could probably play with 1, honestly. It's really just there to like board wipe in the late game. Not really anything else. So you have that. And then get yourself 4 of the 4-drop green Vegeta. And that's really it. That's all you need. Like, wow, congratulations. I could build that for probably, I have scoped out some decks, not with the starter decks cards, but like just taking everything, strictly everything. I'm going to say this. I never bought a starter deck, no booster boxes. I'm just buying everything from the TCG player. I was able to build a Frieza deck for around $200 and a Beerus deck for about $220. Again, it was cheaper. I have nearly that Frieza deck completed in this simulator and a Beerus deck nearly completed in this simulator for $60. It was cheaper for me to complete the deck in the simulator than it was for me to actually buy it physically. Again, that's why I'm going to tell you once again, if you're getting to the physical, buy the singles. Do not buy the sealed boosters. Buy sealed boosters from LGSs to support your local gaming store only. Only. If you can find them online for a good price, buy them then. But if you cannot, I highly, highly, highly recommend you buy the singles. But that's really about it. My overall thoughts is I love this simulator. I love it to death. It's been a lot of fun. Sure, I've met a lot of green, but you know what? If I was to say today, Bandai's like, we're going to have our first competitive tournament right before the first season ends. It's going to be the online simulator and a physical online simulator. Come join in. Then I'd be ready because I played a lot of green. I know how to grind my way up to the green. And like I said, it's really great because if we have competitive scenes with the physical and the simulator, we don't need webcams. We would never need a webcam. Now, yes, that does hurt people who don't want to support this digital client. People who don't want to get into this digital client. I don't know how many physical TCG people are playing the online client, but I mean, if you've already bought a booster box, put in your 24 code cards, put in your starter deck cards and play. Because if you say your LGS only plays once a week, at least you can come on here the rest of the week and play the game. Sure, you're not going to be able to maybe build the exact same deck you have currently with your physical cards. You may have to actually, put a little more money into it or hope to get some RNG to pull the cards you need, which, again, for a physical person might not be all that great. To someone who says doesn't have a physical place to play, they don't want to buy physical cards, they'll just buy digital. But overall, I think it's just great because this gives us tournaments. It gives people a way to play who don't have the LGSs. I think if they could change the gyms and the crafting system, I think that would be perfect, especially, like, for instance, they're taking all this feedback. Let's just say Bandai's taking all the feedback from videos, content creators, from, say, people pinging Bandai, and they're saying, Bandai, more gyms, Bandai, decrafting. And Bandai's like, okay, decrafting and gyms. We're going to show that off in the second season to help people who've been with season 1 who had to go through all these complaints, like the open beta, too. Don't know why they didn't change it from the open beta. Don't ask me. I'm not Bandai. But let's say by season 2, they're like, oh, okay, we got a lot of people playing this. Let's help those free-to-play people come back into the game. Let's help people play the game. So far, like I've said, I have not had a problem with finding matches. But we're going to talk about one more thing that is like the back of my mind, the fear for this game. And it's a fear because of Bandai. So, overall, it's really great. And Bandai in the second season gives us those extra gems, gives us decrafting, then I think that's a perfect simulator. The only things that Bandai would need to fix is bugs and maybe balancing the game, like ban lists and stuff like that. But again, this is only the first set. We need to wait for set 2 to get a ban list to see where things are. Personally, we need to wait for a competitive season to start to see where things go. So, the one last fear I have for this game is that it's going to just die. Right now, the simulator doesn't seem to have a problem with finding matches. I do believe it's worldwide. I don't know. You can all let me know down in the comments if it is. If it is worldwide, then I don't see a problem. Like Master Duel's worldwide. You don't have a problem with getting someone from Japan, America, Switzerland, who knows where they are, playing the game, which is neat. Because they can have their own languages, their own translations, blah, 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 blah. Now, if the physical card game struggles, I don't think Bandai will care. If the digital survives a struggling physical, then Bandai is going to say, oh, well, it clearly just needs to be a digital client. So Bandai could then stop the releases of the physical, but they could then continue to still release stuff for the digital, which of course could happen. I could never really see Bandai saying we're going to split it, especially for people who do play the physical, especially for LGSs who are proving that they've sold out the product and that it's getting sold. The brands are going to be like, wow, we got to get more product out there. We need more physical cards. But there could be a sense where Bandai's like, well, the physical isn't selling as well as we thought. We're going to only move to the digital. They could do that. Now, if they keep the prices they have for gems, I'm perfectly fine with that. I would be perfectly fine. It wouldn't be great for local gaming stores, and I would hope it doesn't do that, but there is in the back of my mind that this game will fail. If the online client simulator is proven to be successful, and we have the proven success of the physical, we're fine. I will not remove that back of the mind telling me, oh, it may not make it. It may not survive a saturated market, even though it's Dragon Ball. Let's be honest. We all grew up. I grew up watching Z. That's why I love this Son Gohan, because I think I can vaguely remember watching the Cell episodes. That's why I really hope that Cell gets a deck. That's why I think I really like Android 1718, because I grew up around Dragon Ball Z. I grew up around it. Now, I haven't watched Super at all, but I have seen like the Tournament of Champions arc stuff where Goku gets Ultra Instinct. He gets Ultra Instinct and stuff like that, you know. I watched the Frieza battle. You know, Dragon Ball has this very, very strong brand. I mean, heck, I really hope they release a Shinron leader like they have in Masters. I really hope we get a Shinron leader. Now, a couple other things. I think some people are going to complain, well, what happens if Son Gohan stays in green only? Folks, Son Gohan's going to get a blue leader, he's going to get a red leader, he's going to get a yellow leader. They're not going to strict them to this specific color. Trunks will get another color. Like I said, if they get into the black color that the other Masters has, then we'll get more colors like that. Trunks has like a different, like Trunks Future, I believe, has his own Pacific like leader. Like we need Shinron. I mean, like I could see them going over line like sets 1 and 2 are the basics. Then set 3 we release a new color and some new mechanics. Each set release new mechanics. Third set we release a new color. And then maybe by the 4th set, they're releasing multicolor leaders, so that way you can mix like blue-red or green-red and stuff like that. My hope is that like set 2, we see like Cell. I think Cell would be really cool. Like Majin Buu. We need the Majin Buu leader. Who else could we choose? I think we could get someone from Universe 6. Oh my gosh. Who's the guy that battled Goku, Android 17, and Frieza at the end of the Tournament of Champions? You can all let me know down there. But we could get his leader for Universe 6. We could get Gogeta or Vegito as leaders. I think then that would probably be the release of multicolor leaders. Because right now you can only build with the color of your leader. Now, I don't know if One Piece has released multicolor leaders yet. They'll release it. They will. So overall, even though in the back of my head I have this fear of this game failing, I think if the online client simulator goes strong, and right now it is, and the physical goes strong, even the physical dies a little bit back, I think as long as there is a scene of people playing it, I think it'll be fine. My hope is the the digital client will be able to host tournaments and stuff like that. Bandai will do it because I really strongly think that we need to remove webcams for this game and say online client simulator. Yes, it'll hurt a bunch of people who don't have the online client simulator, but let's be honest, a lot of people are probably playing this alongside the physical. And then the physical will have, tournaments as well, like a Gen Con and other big events. So, yeah. But let me know your thoughts on the digital client. Do you think it's going to survive? What do you think needs to change? Have you spent some money in it? Do you think the pack ratios need to change? Let me know all of that down in the comment. I probably didn't discuss everything under the sun of the client simulator, so if I missed something, please feel free to educate me in the comments below. But overall, I think it's a really good simulator. If we can get the two things I really have nitpicks on, gyms, daily gyms and weekly gyms, and crafting, or the decrafting of cards I do not want, I think we have a very strong simulator. Because as of right now, it is cheaper to get into this simulator than it is really to buy sealed stuff in this simulator than it is to buy sealed stuff in the TCG. Again, if someone had come to me and said, a booster box for $60, I would have laughed their head off. What? What? Now, maybe one day we'll get booster boxes back down to 60. Right now, it's probably because it's a mad rush for every new game. The second it gets released, everything gets sold out. Especially a game that I think a lot of people are hyped up about because it's an easy way to get into Dragon Ball again. Especially people who probably jumped out of Masters. Who don't really want to play Masters anymore because it's gotten so complex. Now they're like, I think last time I saw a Masters game, they had their own Planeswalkers, and now there's a 7-card weird Z deck. I have no idea how to play anymore. So it's kind of like I don't want to jump back into Masters from Fusion. Because I don't think I'm ready to jump into a game that's way more sets ahead of everything, and I kind of dropped out after a while. But once more, let me know all your thoughts about the simulator. Hey, let me know what your favorite leader right now of the simulator is. Personally, Son Gohan, I have really been enjoying playing Son Gohan. I think this is a really good leader. And it's also probably the top meta leader as well. Makes sense. If you've played enough green Son Gohan or played against enough green Son Gohan, you understand. But while you're letting me know everything down in the comments, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can notify my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Mama Dragon's TCG.